I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Well, I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, bright sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 bright sunshiny day. Yes, I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Well, here is that rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, bright, bright sunshiny day. Yes, it's a bright, bright, bright sunshiny day. Look all around, nothing but blue sky. Look straight ahead, nothing but blue sky. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. Well, I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. You know it's a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Yes, it's a bright, 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 sunshiny day.
We didn't save Ruth's chair. Do you mind giving it up to?
What? Oh, yeah.
I forgot to put Ruth's sign on the chair. Sorry about that, Ruth.
Give it up for Ruth as we're all staring at her.
Thank you, Ray. Oh, we're live.
We are live.
In the moment, no curtains. It all
Aloha.
happens here. Aloha.
But we do have some wonderful lights put up by Rob this week, right here for our beautiful band, Jeevan and Louise.
I mean, we take holding the light seriously. We have beautiful lights put up by Melissa and Sue, and oh my God, it's all beautiful. Thank you. And thank you for being here. I'm Rev Rita. If you don't know me online, I know everybody in this room knows me. And this is Rev Patrick, and you're at Center for Spiritual Living Kauai, in case you forgot where you walked in. Where we hold the light for the planet right here. All of us together, knowing that we are one power, one energy, one source, moving through all of creation, and that we are, oh my God, we're magnificent, and that we have the power to stand up and walk through anything, because that power and presence that is God, that is the power of the universe, just is always moving through us, and we have our beautiful minds, and when we keep them stayed on principle and stayed on that knowing, then, like I said, we can walk through anything. And there has been a lot to walk through this week. Not even just this week, but a lot this week alone. So thank you for being here and for holding the light. Yes.
It's beautiful. And before I forget, last week we were talking about Angela's mama, Sandy, and we were just wishing her, and knowing, we don't really wish because we always know that she's just getting wonderful and more. I hear great reports from her, and she's going to be here soon. Her destination, Kauai, is still happening, and so Sandy out there, we're just going to wave a little Sandy there and welcome her in there. So, who is here for the very first time or hasn't been here in a long time and feels like it's their first time? We know who you are, but we also know there's some people online that are here for the first time as well. and we know something about them, and I think that we should let them know who they are, shall we? You are magnificent. And as always, we know that because we're what? Mirror, mirror on the wall. Yeah, who is the most magnificent of them all? We all are. So therefore, let's put our little hands on our heart and just let us know who we all are. I am magnificent. So look around, because we actually have people in the room. Look around, socially distanced, of course, and say, you are magnificent. You are magnificent. You are magnificent. You are magnificent. Now we're going to have our magnificent opening song with Jeevan and Luis.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. Joy is my source, joy is my power, joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, joy gives me everything I need. Peace is my source, peace is my power, peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, peace gives me everything I need. Love is my source, love is my power, love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, love gives me everything I need.
So taking this moment right here and right now to just center within, recognizing that source, that one divine power that moves me, moves through me, moves as me, moves through and as each and every one of us. It is the power of love, the power of peace, the power of joy. It is our source. That is all. There is nothing else but that. And I know and I claim that that source is so vibrant right now, making itself known that we can't help but notice it. And I know we join here together to recognize that source together and to move ourselves in that amazing beingness of God. And that as we do that, we move it out into the world. And it is felt. It is felt. I know it. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that as it is felt, it is recognized there too, wherever it is, because it is everywhere, as Emerson said. So I know and I claim today a good day, and I give thanks for it in advance, as I say, and so it is.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. Love is my source, love is my power, love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, love gives me everything I need.
Ooh. Thank you. And thank you, Karen Drucker, if you're watching, for that
Karen
beautiful song.
Drucker.
We sing a lot of Karen Drucker's music here.
And she knows it too.
And she knows it, and she is
'Cause
grateful.
we let her know that we do.
So she loves it. She does. She's so grateful. So let's see, where are we at? We are at inviting Roseanne up here. Where are you, Roseanne? There you are.
The lady in pink.
She's behind the camera. She's behind the camera, behind the bookstore, but today she's our practitioner. So the first thing she's going to do is lead us in our affirmation.
Should I light?
Well, she's going to lead us in our affirmation.
I would like to.
First, she's going to lead us in our affirmation. Then we'll move on to the peace candle.
Woo.
Yeah, turn it on. You got it? There you go.
I've only done this for how many years now?
I know.
7.
It's just
7 years. Okay, rip off that mask. Here I am. And here is the affirmation. I'll say it once and then let's repeat it 3 times. My passion drives me forward now.
my passion drives me forward now.
My
passion drives me forward now. My passion drives me forward now. So, let's take another deep breath. I'm okay. And I want to dedicate our peace candle and our time of peace this morning to the west coast of our beautiful United States that is having a lot of trouble. They are on fire. And what we want to know today is that peace that is within us is moving out into the world, and we cannot stop knowing this until the quenching rains and everything is there for them, and that knowing that they have all the support and everything that they require right now, and that they are guided and directed. So let's just take that moment of peace within and let it resonate out. And so it is. And now Roseanne will take us further deeper into contemplation.
And if you're not comfortable already, just sit deeper into your chair. Maybe feet on the floor, just knowing you are supported. And breathing a couple of deep breaths. I have a seed thought by a philosopher named Henry Ford, who said something that maybe you want to take with you today into contemplation. When everything seems to be going against you, remember that the airplane takes off against the wind, not with it. When everything seems to be going against you, remember that the airplane takes off against the wind, not with it. Enjoy your time. When everything seems to be going against you, remember that the airplane takes off against the wind, not with it. As we look out at the world, and maybe we do see chaos, concerns, all throughout the world, our country, the land, the fires. But I know the truth, and I stand here firm in that truth, knowing there is really only one spirit, one power, one source. And that is the source I turn to whenever the winds seem like they're blowing hard, or when even things are good and flowing easily. For that one truth keeps me grounded, as I know the truth about each and every person. That Spirit who created everything in this universe only works through its creation, and it is working through me right now. It is working through each person here and out there. So as we send our prayers and love and peace out into the world, I know that it starts right here inside each of us. That the peace and power of God is right here. And that gives us the strength to know that truth and to stand there for each and every person, no matter what is going on in their lives. So I know that everything is perfectly unfolding as it needs to unfold, and that the love of God is there for each and every person, and we represent that love of God as we reach out in love and peace to the world. And that the healing power of God is right there. So healing each person, no matter what happens, healing physical bodies, healing financial matters, healing in relationships and in love, because love is the power. That is the Spirit of God moving in and through each of us. So knowing this, I declare we send our love out over the oceans. We send our love over the mountains. And we know that healing power of God is working right here, right now, on this island, across the oceans, across the entire world. So grateful for that love and that power that resides in each of us. And so grateful for the demonstrations of calmness, peace, and rain. As I release my word to the law, as we say together, and so it is.
Send my love over the mountain. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heaven, and it returns to me. returns to me. I send my peace over the mountain. I send my peace over the sea. I send my peace into the heavens, and it returns to me, and it returns to me. I send my power over the mountain. I send my power over the sea. I send my power into the heavens, and it returns to me, and it returns to me. I send my passion over the mountains. I send my passion over the sea. I send my passions into the heavens, and it returns to me, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountain. I send my love over the seas. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me, and it returns to me, and it returns to me.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, so much. We just made a big difference. And we can do it every day. That's our gift in all of this. Don't underestimate your power. Never underestimate your power. It's not relegated to any outside condition. And I think we're becoming very hit over the head with that, so to speak, to have to keep remembering that. And that's what we're talking about today when we were saying all systems are go. You know the term, or maybe you don't. It just means that everything's in place, that something can begin. It's used a lot in airplane technology, I think, and rockets and all of that. But it's also used when people are ready to go forward with a project of some sort, or they're ready to go forward for something. They say all systems are go, which means they have everything in place, right? And usually all those things they have in place are in the outside world ready to go. But in reality, all systems are always go. And I want us to really get that today, that we don't have to wait for anything on the outside to allow us to move forward, or to allow us to recognize who and what we are, and to go forward with our love and our passion for whatever we're doing in the world. We don't have to wait for anything. And we all know when it's time for us to step forward and do it. But if we're waiting for something on the outside to let us know that, then we need to think again and go within. And because all systems will never be go if we're waiting. I remember I had a job once where the person that I was working for was really hard to work with. And she had we never knew what she was going to be like when we went into work. And we all waited till we got there to see what she was like to make sure we could be okay. Well, most of the time she wasn't okay. And so then our whole day was based on that, on her not being okay. So that's the kind of thing I'm talking about, is that if we're waiting for something on the outside to let us know that we're okay or that we can be okay, that we have to decide ahead of time that we're going to be okay. We have to decide ahead of time that we have everything it takes to walk through whatever we're walking through. I remember in my own life when I would go, when I left home at a young age, and I was waiting till I saved up all the right amount of money so I could leave. And then something happened and I had to leave right away, and I just left. So everything showed up that I needed because I had to make the decision to leave. I had to make the decision to go. I had to make the decision to move to Los Angeles when I moved there. I didn't have everything in place, but I knew I had to go. So I think the things that I know for myself that have held me back when I thought I couldn't move forward was that I didn't make a decision. Like some people will say, oh, I'm waiting for Spirit to tell me what to do. Spirit is you. There's nothing outside yourself that's going to tell you what to do. Or I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know, I couldn't make a decision because I was telling myself I didn't know what I wanted. So that would stop me from going forward. And then sometimes I was just too afraid. I didn't feel like I had what it takes to move forward. And I mean, those are all legitimate things. Or I was waiting for somebody else to do something first so that I could decide it was okay for me to go forward. But none of those things ever worked. I finally had to just decide it was time. If we had waited to start Center for Spiritual Living Kauai and just waited for everything to be in place, we would never have started this center. Because we basically started the center on a shoestring budget, I guess, with just what we had. And we just said, we'll just grow as far as we can grow with what we have. And then we'll just know that we're going to keep growing. I always remember Jonathan Zen's, one of my best friends, and I went to ministerial school with him too, and he would, with the live streaming, he would say, well, what are you waiting for a camera? He said, just take your computer and hold it up and do it that way. And so we took our computer. I don't know if everybody remembers back at the hotel, and we had our computer, and then we'd go around the room at the end so everybody could see everybody. And we just started where we were, and then pretty soon, then a camera came along and Rob Jones came along and then it was all history after that. But you got to make a move of some kind because the universe doesn't do that. It's waiting for us. It's waiting for us. And we're the ones setting the limitation to what it is. Ernest Holmes wrote, there is a potential energy. It's an energy, and we know this in quantum physics now, and it's always ready to take form. It is ready to become molded into any or all forms. It's unexpressed power, substance, and creativeness. It waits to be called into form or expression. It's waiting for us to decide to call it into expression. A creative universal energy waiting to be used, to be operated on, willing but having no volition of its own, ready but having no initiative, formless but ready to take form. Now, we already know now, we have proof of this now. Ernest Holmes didn't have proof when he was writing this. They were just starting their scientific, stuff back then and working with energy and atomic energy and all these things when he was writing, even before that, because he wrote this in 1927. So, but now we even have proof of it. So what are we waiting for, right? We know that there's an energy that when we think into it, it takes form. But if we're thinking into it from what we're seeing, then we're just going to create more. I know I'm talking to the choir here. Maybe I'm not, but I can't say it enough. We're doing the Abundance Project right now, and it's based on the book by John Randolph Price, and it's back there in case anybody wants it. It's really inexpensive, like $7 or $8. It's the best thing because all he talks about the whole time is our awareness. That we need to be aware that there's a divine activity that's working within us. It's there. It's working all the time. And we just have to realize and tap into it and recognize it. It's like the story of the prodigal son in the Bible. When God turned When the Father turned to the Son, when the Son turned to the Father turned to him. It's waiting for us. That's not necessarily about a real Father and a real Son. It's just a metaphor for when we turn to that Spirit and that power of God, whatever we want to call it, it turns to us automatically and expresses through us. That's the way it works. But it's waiting for us. We have to become the thing. We have to allow it to move through us, and we have to make a decision. That's the biggest thing, I think. I don't know about any of you, but I spent many times in my life just waiting and not making a decision. But as soon as I made the decision, everything fell into place. Everything. So I was on the internet this morning, and maybe you've seen it. It goes with the quote, first you leap, and then you grow wings. And it was this little bird. It was a gosling of some sort, standing on the top of a high cliff. And it was like, it could hardly had any wings. And it was going like this, and just waiting, waiting. And then finally it just jumped. And it started to fall. And I was like, oh my God. Then it was like bouncing on the rocks. And I was like, oh my God, what's happening? I thought this was supposed to be uplifting. And so I'm watching this whole thing. And it only took a minute. And the little thing kept trying to fly, and then it would hit a rock and try to fly and hit a rock. And it finally dropped to the ground, and its parents were waiting there. It was the most beautiful thing, and it was fine. So sometimes, just sometimes, we just have to move, and sometimes we take the punches, of what that movement is, just because we make a decision and decide to move or jump off or whatever doesn't always mean that it's going to be easy. When I left home at 18, it was not easy, but we have to do it. We have to grow. We have to leave the shelter of our little cocoon and move out into the experience. And we're being called, as we know, so much now to do that, to not be shy, to be in truth all the time, to be in principle, to be loving, we can't move for other people if we're weak. We have to be strong. And I know for myself, there's so many people reaching out right now that are having such a hard time, especially on the West Coast with the fires and people losing their homes, losing everything they could ever have except for their own life, losing everything and fleeing. And I'm going, okay, how do I help that? I can't go there right now. And even if I could, I'd be just jumping into the fire with them, right? But I can hold the consciousness. I can hold the consciousness within like we did today, and it does make a difference. But we have to Sue Rubin, Dr. Sue Rubin, she's a minister in our teaching. She put something on Facebook this morning. She said, we all need to get our prayer mats out. And she said, we need to stay on them until we see the change. We need to stay on them until we see the change. It's not enough to just pray once. It's not enough to, it's not enough. We have to do it. Even Dr. Holmes says that. We have to do it until we demonstrate. We have to do it and do it and do it and do it. And where are we doing it from? We're doing it from a place where we know that all systems are go, and as soon as it's realized, as soon as we reach the tipping point of that for everyone, we only need 51% apparently. 51%. That's a lot though, right? Yeah. But supposedly enough to change the consciousness of a group of people. 51% is all that is needed. I think we're getting to that 51%, and then we're going to take off. I really do. So every time I know that I said yes to life, that I did grow wings. I know it. Every time I did. That's part of it, right? Because you're like I said, you might stumble or whatever, but you learn how to grow your wings. The only way you're gonna change anything is to take the chance and do it, and then the wings will grow. It's called emergent evolution. When we need fingers, they grow. We call it emergent. I don't know if that's a science of mind term. It's in the textbook. I know that. They call it emergent evolution. When the universe makes a demand upon itself, it meets the demand. But it's waiting for us to make the demand, because all systems are always go. We're the ones that have to go. So that's my message today. Go, go, go. And I know that I know for us during this pandemic and everything, if we had stayed and waited until the pandemic was over in order to to keep the center going, we wouldn't even be here right now. We'd be gone. We have to be resilient. We have to grow. We have to expand. And we have to remember that when we take the leap, we're going to grow wings. And we're all being asked to take big leaps. But they start from in here. They start from in here first. So you all know yourselves. And you all know what you're capable of, and I know what you're capable of, and I know what we're all capable of together. So I'm just grateful that we all showed up at this time together in the space, in this time, with what we've got, and that what I'm knowing is we're going to, I can't even imagine where it's going to go, but I know it's going to be great. It is already great, and it's growing greater and greater. The more we get in touch with our power, we're going to be these beautiful spiritual giants that are moving through this and knocking down boulders all the way. So it is.
So I want to invite you all to close your eyes and visualize all this rain falling on the western states. Not too much, just enough to put out the fires. And really plant that seed in your mind. And if you'd like to get up and move during this song, I invite you to do that. Feel free to get up and dance and clap. Your mind is a garden, your thoughts are the seeds. You can grow flowers, or you can grow weeds. Tend your garden with loving care, with grateful heart and love to share. Let in the sun and let fall the rain. Sow seeds of love again, again and again. We are all gardeners, growing our dreams, planting the thoughts whose harvest we'll reap. Tend your garden with loving care, with grateful hearts and love to share. Let in the sun and let fall the rain. Sow seeds of love again, again and again. Do 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 do. Your mind is a garden, your thoughts are the seeds. You can plant flowers, or you can plant weeds. Tend your garden with loving care, with grateful heart and love to share. Let in the sun and let fall the rain. Sow seeds of love again, again and again, again and again and again.
Mm-hmm. So nice to see you in the light when I'm saying that. Both of you. Do you know that today, and I was thinking because I can see a couple of people, oh, you guys are like bookends, and that's how I'm looking at Natalie and Steve, and those. This was like 6 months ago. We went to that little concert with the Sacred Earth Choir. 6 months ago, before the next day here, when we had to close. 6 months. And I say that with just 6 months though. That's we've all grown up quite a bit in that 6 months, if you ask me. But wow, yeah. all systems are go. I took kind of the approach with this is our space program that isn't as big as it was when I was a kid, but oh my God, I spent some time yesterday watching old footage of the rockets taking off. And I'm like, it almost made me want to weep because it was so incredible. I watched like 3 minutes of this incredible, all systems are go, and just this rumbling and I went, wow. Everything that went into that rumble, everything that went in to get systems to go, to go away from this planet and go into the endless, unlimited space. Wow. And I just sat there with that and I went, how beautiful that is. That we put our minds together and we said that there is more. That's the message I got from this, the rocket taking off. That we're more than this. But sometimes we've got to take off and go above it. Because when we're right here, sometimes it doesn't feel like we can take off. Sometimes it doesn't feel like systems are go. I don't know about you, but there's been a lot of cancellations and postponements and things going on in these last 6 months. I found a beautiful quote from, she wrote a book, but her name is Margaret Lazarus Dean, and she wrote the book, The Time It Takes to Fall. And this is what she says. But when launches were delayed, everything moved into a strange sort of limbo. A launch that was supposed to have gone up one morning, but wouldn't attempt again until the next day, made us all feel we were living in a day that didn't count. A day between parentheses. She worked in the space program, and that really hit me. That idea that you're prepared to do this thing, and then it stops. We were all prepared, at least I was. We were at 99, 100 people packed in this place. We were ready to take off. And then they said, well, all systems aren't really go right now. And it was an incredible experience. Then I also watched, and it was very funny, I told Rita, I know we all remember the Challenger and the explosion of that, and if you don't, it was January 28th, 1986, that another powerful moment went up, but it didn't make it. And I say this from a place of absolute empowerment because Rita said to me, why did you watch that? Because I was like, we're taking off, and I watched that for perspective. Because here's the deal. Those 7 people that lost their lives on that day, there are heroes. It's really okay to think to ourselves, oh, it's a little too scary to take off in that rocket. I think I'll just stay here. It's a little too scary sometimes to move forward. I'll just hang out here. Feels a little more secure. It feels a little more safe. Has anyone ever been there? I know that I have been to that safe zone. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to be safe. But if those 7 people didn't commit to going up in the shuttle, then we would still be here with no possibility of more. And that's what I think the space program, I was laughing, a rocket went off not too long ago, and it used to be like this big event in our home, and it's like, where are all the people? It's because there wasn't as many people because we just kind of took it for granted. That, oh, yeah, we did that, done that. But it's incredible because it's our message that there is more. There is more than what we see here. For us to take off and go beyond our conditions. And we say that a lot, and I think that sometimes people think it becomes a nice little phrase, go above your conditions. What's that really mean? How do you really go beyond conditions that you don't want? How do they go beyond the fires? They will go beyond the fires. Those fires will be put out. These people's lives will be changed forever, the ones that are in it, but we will go forward. Because we are a spiritual species that knows exactly what it's like not to be contained in metal. We know that in order for us to get to where we want to go in consciousness, we have to be willing to take off. We have to be willing to say no. But mostly we have to be willing to do what? Say yes. Yes. I say yes to my life. Oh. This Thursday, whoever was here, who was here this past Thursday with me, and first of all, thank you, and people online, thank you, and it's actually still online. I did the Tale of Two Fathers, and a lot of people watched it at home, and the reason I talk about it is because I'd like to talk a little bit more about me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm bringing that up because if you haven't watched it, I don't say this very much. I would suggest you do. And I say that because it was a real takeoff place for me. Not only because of writing a book and doing that, but it was a takeoff. And there was a lot of me, and I even said that morning, because for you that are wondering what I'm even talking about, it's this book that I'm in the midst of, and it's called The Tale of Two Fathers, and I read excerpts from it that night. And everything inside of me in the afternoon, I said my little boy was going, that lives inside of me, was saying, dude, run. Dude, we're not doing this. And I was like in my chair going, yeah, I think we are. And I really respect the inner child. So I know that two things happen if you don't respect your inner child. You cause havoc, or you cause pain. And you have to honor, and that at least I do. I honor that part of me. And so I sat with myself and said, what are you afraid of? What's about taking off? And you're very open anyway, Patrick. You know, people will just know that about you. And I said, this is going to a different place within me. A different place of vulnerability, as I was talking about. Another place to take off more armor. All that armor. Gosh, it feels like, I'm going to tell you, if you've ever taken off all your armor, usually we don't because it takes too long to put it back on. But I'm going to let you know that it is so light when all your armor of secrets and lies and things are just stripped away. And you stand there, just freeing. It must be how the rocket, when it takes off, it's like ruled like this in the beginning. And then before you know it, it's like, I bet it's just quiet as anything. That's what it feels like to reach consciousness at that level. Consciousness at that level. I had written about I saw this thing I had written about the 6 months. I said, the last 6 months, most of us have experienced delays, interruptions, cancellations, postponements, and even a sense that maybe the whole project of life might be scrapped. I thought, look at me all rocket man talking here. I have watched my inner circle, our community, and the entire world waiting to hear those powerful words, all systems are go. No. That's what made me turn around on Thursday when I said, when is the right time? When is it? Now. So what do? We move forward. We have a limited amount of people that can come in here. We have a limited things that we're doing in our lives. And then we're here for one another. But all systems are go. They're go, as Rita was so eloquently putting. This thing, when we find out that it's been waiting on us, the energy's been waiting on us to say, all systems are go, and then we have that backup that says, you bet. You bet. What do you want to do? Yes. Did you know we have a law that never says no? And that's such good news and such not so good? Because it says yes to everything. I'm a winner. Yes, you are. I'm a loser. Yes, you are. And I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure that you have that losing quality that you can move through. You know, my body's not the way I want it. It's got the COVID weight. How long are we going to use that one? I go, COVID? Dude, you were spouting about extra 10 to 20 before COVID hit, so I don't know what you're talking about. And then I go, ugh. So today I'm going to be really honest. Gee whiz, something new. After Thursday, it doesn't matter what I say anymore. But I remember when, especially with just a little bit of weight or something, and then you get your shirts that can be, men have been doing it for years. They blouse out. Gee, you're not going to know. So what I did with myself is I just took time to love my body. I got a really strong message. Love it all. And those parts of ourselves that we don't think we like so much, love it even more. I used to always wonder how guys, look how personal we're getting on a Sunday. I always wonder how guys rub their stomach when they're out in the beach, and they're rubbing it, and it's just, and I'm like, wow. No, I was in awe because I was like, I would rather die than oh my, and hey. And I'm like, I couldn't even do it because I'd be so busy holding it in that, and they're just like, here it is, baby. And I'm like, that's bold. Because it is. So I tried this morning. Yeah. But then I kind of went around, I just went. Taking off. That's what it is. Loving yourself, man. And it ain't easy. It ain't easy because they have these things. I'm not kidding you. They have these things called mirrors. Oh, they are. It's like something's wrong with our mirror, by the way. It kind of expands things just a little bit. So why I digressed on something I never was going to talk about today, it's because that's me. So no more waiting, more loving my body, loving my life, even when it's not where we want it to be today. Because we pay a big price. Big one. We've all paid it at some time or another without loving ourselves. Because I know for an absolute spiritual fact, because the universe says yes, if I don't love this body that I'm in, I don't love the life that I'm in, that power, right? That power says yes to everything. It really changes it. Try it for just the rest of the afternoon. Monitor yourself, not to the point where you're not having a good time, but monitor what you say and just know, and just have this little voice that's always going, yes, 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 you got it, you got it. And it really changes the way you speak, because whatever you say, I am this, I am, you are. You are. Yeah. Isn't life grand? Yeah. I was sitting there thinking about time and about 6 months and about this and when to do that, and I'm thinking, this is all we've got. Today's it. This moment's it. So how am I going to spend that time loving myself, being true to me? I'm telling you. Truth, man, it's like loving the pounds away. You know what I'm saying? So light. So I have another little lovely quote from Wernher von Braun, very good friend of mine. The rocket will free man from his remaining chains. the chains of gravity which still tie him to this planet. It will open to him the gates of heaven. The rocket will free man from his remaining chains, the chains of gravity which still tie him to this planet. It will open him to the gates of heaven. And I think that that's what Master, our brother Jesus, was trying to say, to be in this world, but not of it. And that's my message today. That's my intention for me today. To be in this world fully, 100%. In the moment, 100%, but not of it. To always, always, always picture yourself, focus where you want to go. I had this one little illustration. It was one of the, Reverend Keith, I think it was. He was talking about the windshield wiper, and you're going like this. And when you drive your car, you're not going like this. It would make driving very difficult, this. But it's cleaning while you're focused. You know where you're going, but a lot of times in the conditions, right? Why are they doing what they're doing? Right? Oh, that made me a little dizzy there. Yeah. Da-da-da. So where do we go from there? We go from here. So I'm going to have you do a little exercise. I'm going to leave right after that. Close your eyes if you feel good to do that. It'll only take a second. We have a very big gift, and it's called our imagination. It creates everything, by the way. Back it with belief. So we know that we have a law that lives within us, as us. It was our gift when we came here to assure success and guarantee us that we could be safe if we use the law in our favor. So now just picture in your mind for just a moment something just delicious that you want to experience in this thing called life. Just think about it. That's it. Keep it, whatever. It's okay if your mind goes here or there, but just think about something you can taste it. It's so close. There it is. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. All systems are clear. 1. Blast off. It's all yours. Blast off. And open your eyes. It's that simple, my friends. So it is. She goes, where are you going?
Where are you going? Aw, get those drums going.
Doesn't Rita look sassy today and just wonderful today? Let's give it up for Rev Rita. Wakes up in the morning and says, I'm going
pearls in a black dress.
She tells me as she's walking out, she says, Patrick, you never go wrong with pearls.
In a black dress. My aunt told me that. You never go wrong with pearls in a black dress.
So next week, pearls.
All right. So let's just take a deep breath and recognize our abundance and give gratitude for it. And I am giving gratitude, and Patrick is giving gratitude, and CSL Kauai is giving gratitude for you and for the abundance that comes into the center in all ways. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's go for it as the Malama team comes forward.
Blessed am I, Spirit am I am the infinite within my soul. I have no beginning and I have no end. All this I am. Blessed am I, Spirit am I am the infinite within my soul. I have no beginning and I have no end. All this I am. Blessed am I, Spirit am infinite within my soul. I have no beginning and I have no end. Oh, this I am. Blessed am I, Spirit am I am the infinite within my soul. I have no beginning and I have no end. All this I am. Blessed am I, Spirit am I am the infinite within my soul. I have no beginning and I have no end. All this I am.
Oh, whoop. I love it.
Take
Abundance all around.
Oh, wow. Blessings. Blessings in this basket. Blessings in this space. Blessings all around us, far away and close by. So grateful for all of these blessings. And thank you. Mahalo, mahalo.
Thank you.
And keep them coming.
Yes. All right, I give this to Sue. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Roseanne. So this is really interesting because we're early. Is that going to be a problem, Rob? No, he'll work it out. Okay, because we're going right into our meeting after this. So let's just take care of a couple little things, which is our children. We're going to bless them first, right? Yes.
I think they were here, but
no,
they left.
They're left, but we'll go to the ones on camera, all right? So let's let them know. They really need to know this from us, all right? You are amazing. You are perfect. You are magnificent. And we love you. Yeah, keep that going for all our kids, all right?
Yep.
And then if anyone needs a prayer, a spiritual mind treatment, or counseling session, just always know that our practitioners are available, and they are here for us, and here for us to know the truth when we can't know it for ourselves. And it's really important to reach out if you need to reach out, all right? And you can also leave a prayer request back there. I think are the prayer request forms there? They're there. Okay. Mm-hmm. And also call into the line. And we have been getting some prayer requests, which is really great.
We have.
All right. So I have a couple of announcements. On the table out there, I didn't bring one up with me, but the IROC, the Interfaith Roundtable, is doing a peace celebration this afternoon. I can't believe I didn't bring it up.
It's
with
okay.
me. Anyway,
you know
if you're interested in it, it's going to be all on Zoom. There's different speakers, singers, everything. The papers are back there. You could pick it up and tune in this afternoon.
I believe it starts at 3:30.
Yeah, 3:30. Oh, Jonathan would know.
Oh. No.
Oh, next Sunday. Why did I think it was this Sunday?
Because I thought it was Yana's birthday, too, so it's
all
not till
right,
next
I'm a Sunday ahead. Okay, it's next Sunday, but I'm glad I'm announcing it.
The Peace Day's on Monday.
I'm glad it's not this Sunday because I have a lot to do this afternoon. Okay, so anyway, there's papers there.
Everyone online, forget what we just said. Just
forget. It's not this Sunday. It's next Sunday. I don't. Thank you, Jonathan. I'm glad you were here.
Thank you.
Anyway, we did print out their information. It is on the table if you want to take it if you're interested.
We're ahead for the first time in our lives.
I know. Well, we could go ahead.
Okay, so fundraiser Cellathon is coming. Because it is a telethon, but
it's a cellathon.
we're all on
It is
cells.
true, it's a cellathon.
But anyway, our telethon is going to be, it already is wonderful. Sue, who's not, and Melissa is running a tight ship, people. So pass the word. And what this looks like, it's 5.5 hours of local talent and talking and just incredible. Yes, it's wonderful. 15 minutes with this wonderful woman right here, and she'll be here too. And we're also going to post the schedule.
It is already on there.
Oh, it's already on our website. We're ahead again. It's going to be on the line, so if there's something that you want to see or you want to do, but it's fun. And we haven't really, I don't ever remember doing a telethon, and I've been in showbiz for a while since the Jerry Lewis thing, you know. And so we are going to have a blast. It's to raise money. Like I said, we're 6 months into this, and we need to raise some money now. And so this is a great way to do it.
Yes. Okay, so we wanted to invite Emma up. Is she still here?
Yeah, of course.
There she is. So we
I
asked
already
her
whispered
to come.
in her ear.
Okay, so we're starting a class on September 30th called Beyond Limits. Oh, you brought that with you. That's great.
Oh,
we
let me
need a
give her
microphone for you, though. So Emma is a beautiful, diligent student of the science of mind and spirit. We thought she could just talk for a moment on class, what it's like to be in class, right? Yeah. Okay.
Right? In Hawaii, everyone should go to this foundations class because that's where Patrick and Rita are going to take us on that rocket. You know, he was talking about the rocket. That's where that foundations class is going to take you. Anyway, I have done the foundations class, and there's three reasons why you should do it. It is an 8-week course. It is once a week, and the time flies so fast. And that's because it's so informative, it's so much fun, and it's so creative, right? Informative because when I first came here, and I've been seeped in Catholicism, right? And when somebody tells me that God is within me, and that it is not a male, and that it is not separate from me, and it's not a human being, I'm like, what? And that was what it felt like. And so I wanted to know more. And seek and you shall find. And the foundations class came, and that's where I learned everything about science of mind. I knew nothing of it. Fun. Do you get Rita and Patrick here on fun? You get it 10 times in the class. Why? Because they lead it, and it's really them being who they are. And also because it's the group. It's the students. It's the group that makes it fun. You share so much. And it's good and bad that you share, and you really bond with that group, and you have friends forever. Creative, it's creative because our project, you have a project in the end. And I just wanted this, you'll know what this is. It's called the creative process, and I won't tell you what it is because it's it's long. But it took me, I traveled to Honolulu for this, to do it one day, to go to a strange man's house who told me that he could help me do this. And I did, and here it is, and I wanted it because I wanted it to be in my home. And I wanted to see it every day because I wanted it to be imprinted in my subconscious, and it has done that. So the class, foundations class, it's worth every penny, it's worth every time, and it is informative, fun, and creative. Sign up at the bookstore or talk to the Revs.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Emma.
You know, it's the magic happens in class. The changes in our lives take place when we get in class. We give you what we can give you on a Sunday, and I know you take a lot from it. But when you go to class and you start working the principles and having to work them because you're accountable for them, and sharing with other people that are doing the same thing, it's where the changes take place. Thank you, Emma, for doing that. And talk about changes. You could still join this Abundance Project if you want every morning on, say, Facebook at 6 o'clock. It's recorded, so you can watch it after. We have about maybe 60 to 90 views every day, so somebody's watching it after. I don't know. But we have a nice little core of people that watch it at 6 o'clock. And we're rocking the world on that thing. So, and the update. Talk about
then, so what we're doing with this update, well, I just realized every year you have the annual membership meeting. And so everybody gets all that kind of stats. We had another one June 1st after the March close of this. We did it strictly just for the live stream. But so many people have been asking questions about the future of CSL Kauai. And so we said, let's do a little press conference. And why I'm calling it a press conference is because it's not, since we can't really feed y'all yet, we usually have a big meeting and everything, but this is just a really condensed 10 minutes or so of bam, bam. This is, if I'm ever capable of that. But bam, 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 bam. This is what's going on. This is our intentions. This is where we see the next 3 years. Let's go into 3 years, or what we see in the next 24 hours. But anyway, we're going to do that. How that looks.
Well, let's see with Rob what time are we going to be able to start? 10:25. Oh, we're going to start at 10:25.
Great.
Okay.
10:25 we're going to start. So what that means is if you don't want to be here, you have somewhere you have to go ahead, get your mask on, and get out. No. Get your mask on and then go ahead and go. And then for those who want to stay, go ahead and stay. And I really promise you, this isn't a meeting. It's just to get this list of stuff out so that you can know where we're going and what we're all about, and we're here to stay. So
I have one more question for Rob. Are you going to turn the camera off and turn it back on?
Yes.
So they have to re-log in if they're online? Okay.
Yes.
All right, you have to re-log in if you're online.
Perfect.
Same login, though. All right. That's it.
And that's it.
We're good. Everybody good? Ready to take off?
You ready to take
All
off?
systems go? All right.
Alrighty.
Jeevan, take us away.
Rocket Man.
Rocket Man. One of my favorite songs.
Okay, here we go. You can stand up and dance and clap if you want.
The reason we don't do it is because they have to put their masks on to dance.
Are you sure about that?
I am sure.
Okay.
I love you guys, but go ahead, do it. You can disobey your leaders.
It's the mask dance.
The mask dance.
It's the monster mask.
Oh, I love it.
May the good Lord be with you down every road you roam. And may sunshine and happiness surround you when you're far from home.
Just let it go.
May you grow to be proud, dignified, and true. And do unto others as you would have done to you. Be courageous and be brave. And in my heart you'll always stay forever young. Forever young. May good fortune be with you, may guiding light be strong. Build a stairway to heaven with prince or a vagabond. And may you never love in vain. And in my heart you will remain forever young. Forever young. Forever young. Forever young.
Is that I am forever grateful. Grateful for this moment and every moment that follows. Grateful for each and every one of you that has come here today to share your consciousness with us as a whole. So with that, I am so grateful for our technical people back there, Rob and Jonathan, that let us be known, let us be seen, let us be heard. And I know that Angela and Sue, our Malama girls today, thank you so much. And also double Sue's back there counting the abundance today. I say thank you. And the beautiful job that our wonderful lady in pink, Roseanne, came up here as our lead practitioner. There's nothing better to me than treatment and prayer to just fuse in this thing called life. And Ron Stover, who's everywhere. He's at that front making sure things happen. But behind the scenes all week long, we have Ron Stover, who makes sure that this place takes off every Sunday. And Jeevan the man over here, and Luis, keeping the beat. Give it up. Give it up for these wonderful, 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 wonderful people. And our wonderful, wonderful, beautiful, beautiful Rev Rita, who knows this science and knows this teaching down to the very core of its being, and who has a very powerful, powerful co-spiritual director, Patrick Feren. That's it. So I know that I am so filled with gratitude for everything. And I just know that every bit of energy goes from here out into the world, because that's how powerful we are. That's how powerful we are. Can I hear I am powerful?
I am powerful.
Let them know on the mainland who we are. I am powerful. And it is that power of gratitude that makes everything move. And with that, I just know it is so, as together we say. And so it is.
Forever young, forever young. And when you finally fly away, I'll be hoping that I served you well. For all the wisdom of a lifetime, no one can ever tell. But whatever road you choose, I'm right behind you, win or lose. Forever young, forever young, forever young. Nice. Forever young, forever young, forever young.
Woo! Mahalo. So everyone
you.
online, go offline and then come back online at 10:25. So it's about 5 minutes.
Thank
And
you.
the rest of you, do what you got to do. Hang out and
out.
then
I'm
be
gonna sit
here,
down.
or